From Idaho's News Channel 7, this is Friday Night Football.
What an unbelievable night throughout the Treasure Valley. The weather was beautiful, the games are great, and we have finally hit the halfway point of the high school football season. Welcome on into Friday Night Football. Jay Tust alongside Brady, Frederick.
Yeah, not only great weather and great competition, it seemed like every single game was just razor thin close tonight.
Yeah, it's such a big night. We got the Meridian football team joining us in-house. We're going to visit with them in a moment. Also, the Frederick family here as well.
Right.
Just had to be in studio for this, right?
Absolutely. My mom's been looking forward to this for a year.
Okay, let's get to some highlights. A ton of comebacks tonight. None may be bigger than this one because we thought that Owyhee Eagle was going to be our game of the week, and a late push by the Coal Valley Christian and Weezer fan bases pushed this game to the top of our game of the week poll. How about these highlights? Tom Harrison has his Wolverines fired up with a 7-0 lead early over Coal Valley. Weezer hands the ball off here to Caleb Grove. He totes the rock into the end zone, just bouncing his way in there. That made it 14-0 in favor of Weezer. Coal Valley trying to come right back. Their quarterback, Cash Cahill, throws a short pass here to Ben Benglinger, and well, he would turn on the Jets. He would finally be caught down inside the 10-yard line, but that duo would connect again just moments later. Yeah, that wide receiver quarterback combo, tough to stop. This shrinks the deficit for at least a moment in time as Coal Valley finds the end zone, but here comes Weezer. Man, Brock Spencer, I tell you, this kid had himself a ball game. Our photojournalist, John Mark Crum, needed to make sure he fit in all these highlights. So here's one-handed catch, tips it to himself, comes down with it. We give you the slow-mo shot on it. An unbelievable grab by Spencer. And, of course, the student section fired up over that one. So was the mascot. And now Weezer off and running, trying to break tackles. Gets forced out of bounds right there. And more hard hitting. My goodness, a physical game out there in Weezer. We get back to some highlights here, and Weezer going to go up 21-7 as Brock Spencer would take the handoff, cap off a drive with the touchdown. Coal Valley trying to stay in this one. Cash Cahill would drop back and look for his go-to target again. He couldn't find him. Weezer comes up with the pick as well as the W. The Wolverines are rolling this season. They're 4-0. They blow out Coal Valley Christian 48-14, the final in our KTVB Game of the Week.
Hey, heck of an atmosphere this game. Pretty good one as we jump into the 5A level as well. Big time matchup out in Owyhee. The Storm looking to unseat the top-ranked Eagle Mustangs. Some great defense you're going to see tonight. The Storm scored on a fumble recovery, first play of the game, but the Stang Gang was ready to answer. 4th and short in the red zone. They go for it. Eli Makita takes the handoff and is able to power his way just far enough to move the chains. So with 4 downs to get 5 yards, Eagle is in business. The sophomore Austin Ramsey comes in at quarterback. He's going to go ahead and keep it on the option. He's got some great blocks to create some space, runs straight into the end zone, almost bulldozes over me. I appreciate you hitting the brakes there, Austin. And this game was tied up at 7-7. But these defenses, as we said, would hold up towards the half. Nobody having an easy time getting downfield. By the way, check out this guy. Best seat in the house for the game to watch this drive as we head into the end of the second half. Matt Irwin trying to get some things going for the Storm. He hits Nolan Scott on the slant, but that Eagle defense is just all over him. Eventually, Owyhee is going to settle for a field goal. Nathan Gamet knocks it through with ease to put the Storm back on top 10-7, but a second half comeback would change the story in this one. In the end, Eagle holds off Owyhee 21-17. The Kings will stay the Kings for another week.
All right, Borah putting their perfect record on the line tonight, hosting Mountain View over at Donna Larson Park. In the first, the Mavs strike first. Justin McGee finds Tyler Weaver, who somehow finds the end zone. Mountain View would build a 14-zip lead before the Lions would respond. In the second quarter, Jacob Detweiler delivers the quick strike to Tanner Sitzer, and it is off to the races. Owen McBride turns on the afterburners and finally tackles Sitzer down inside the 5-yard line. On the next play, they fake it to the talented running back Javon Nelson. Everyone bites, including myself, and Detweiler walks into the end zone to make it a 14-7 ball game. So next drive for Borah on 3rd and 3, they dial up a little bit of trickery here. Matt Knight hauls it in. He would get tackled inside the 10, and just a few plays later, well, they call number one's number, and he totes the rock into the end zone for 6. The Mavs, they dominated the second half of this game. When I was there, Borah was rolling. Congrats to Mountain View. They go on to blow out the Lions 42-21 the final behind a strong second half effort. Okay, up next, Centennial hosted Capital in the battle of the real CHSs tonight. Brady, I'm not going to lie, I did not think that this would turn into the game of the week, but it might have. I'll let you at home decide. With the Patriots trailing 13-7 in the third quarter following an Eagles fumble, Tate Keddington looks to his right and hits Marcus Connors. That put the Patriots out in front 14-13. So we go now to the fourth quarter, and, well, that is a big-time interception as Connors, who just caught the touchdown, comes up with the pick. So that drive stalls out on offense for Centennial. They come back with more defense. This time it's Daniel Demers that gets the interception as Capital is facing a 3rd and long. Now the Patriots finally capitalize off the turnover. Jordan Kafari totes the rock across the goal line. The Patriots go on top 21-13 with 1:31 remaining in regulation. It's like 9:20. I got to get back to the station to edit highlights, so I leave the game. As I'm walking out, that guy right there returns the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown and make it a 2-point ball game. I'm sorry I missed it, Brody call. This a heck of a call, though. Joran Peterson takes the pitch, ties the game up with the 2-point conversion. We're knotted up at 21, so we head to overtime. There, they hand the ball off to Kafari. Look at this. They were determined tonight, Centennial. They pushed the pile. That makes it a 27-21 ball game. The Patriots missed the PAT, leaving the door open on the first play for Capital. Braden Dudley finds Marcellus Clay for the touchdown to tie the game. So Capital just needs to kick the PAT and this thing's over. We don't want it to be over.
Oh, man.
Let's go to a second overtime, tied at 27. So Capital starts out with the ball, right? Well, it's Demers that comes up with a big pick down near the goal line. So now Centennial has a chance to close this thing out and pick up their first win of the season. Laurent Makubia gets the handoff here and takes it in for the walk-off game winner. One of the best games I have seen in my 12 years of Friday night football. Centennial in double overtime. 33-27 the final. Coach gets his first win as the leader of the Patriots. I think he enjoyed it.
I love that he goes and celebrates with the student section.
He beelined for the student section. Hey, the Centennial students, by the way, you guys brought it all night long. They were awesome.
Yeah, I love to see that, and I agree with you 100%. That is an early contender for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone's going to top that, but we are only about halfway through the season.
Man, I got to say, I pushed it, too, coming back here. I couldn't leave that game. I just couldn't leave the game.
Hey, you made the right call.
Made the right call.
Absolutely.
Got all the highlights.
Hey, speaking of overtime, let's head out to Kuna. It is HOCO 2K23, and the Cavemen are fired up as they host the Nampa Bulldogs. Nampa looking for their first win of the season. Into the second half, Kuna was leading big and looking to add on to it. They get deep into Bulldog territory. Gino Salas takes the short pass from Lino Senio, the freshman quarterback. That Nampa Bulldog defense rips his helmet clean off, so that's going to be a face mask penalty. Not only is he unfazed by that, but it sets Kuna up right on the doorstep. A little bit later, Austin Latimer takes the handoff, grinds his way into the end zone. Diving effort, he gets over the line, and Kuna would lead 28-7 at that point, but there's still plenty of game left. Nampa would come right back. 4th and 2, they're going to go for it. Josh Peterson gets the handoff, and he gets way more than the first down, stays on his feet, follows his blockers, breaks numerous tackles, and punches it into the end zone, and suddenly it's a 2-score game once again. So Nampa with a shot late in the game to spoil homecoming for the good fans at Kuna. Take a look at this play right here, the triple option at its finest. They hand the ball around until Tez Hernandez ends up as the new quarterback, lets it fly to Peterson for the first down. That was pretty impressive. This game would go to OT, but in the end, the home team would hold on to win it. Kuna takes it in a close one, 36-34.
All right, I've been wanting to get to this game because I was out there last night. Timberline looking for their first win of the fall, traveling over to Meridian. I tell you, the fighting Ian Smarts brought it from the get-go. Sophomore Jack Brandt dials one up to Heath Rest. That made it 7-0. Look out, the Wolves racked up 274 yards through the air in this one. Going the other way, though, man, everybody just calm down for a minute. Zeke Martinez, hey, he calls his own number. He eventually bounces it outside, goes into the end zone. That tied the game up at 7. On to the 7-quarter. T-line leading once again, 10-7. Brandt tries to go for the QB sneak at the 1-yard line, but he fumbles the ball. Meridian recovers with 4 minutes left in the first half, and they get busy. They march 99 yards in the other direction. Marco Del Rio. I don't know if I've seen anyone tackle him on the first attempt, the third attempt, maybe the 5th attempt. This guy breaking so many tackles this season. The physical run ends in the end zone. The Maize and Blue roll 35-20, the final on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, that's big time. Second win of the season for our friends who are joining us in studio tonight.
How about them? Gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
Good. How about you?
Is it, Zeke, is it good to get the night off after a win?
Oh, yes, sir. It's always good to get a win and this feeling after.
Zeke, so you guys, I mean, almost unfair the slate you get in weeks 1 and week 2. As a team that played for a state championship last year, you were tested early. Have you guys found your mojo over these last couple weeks, do you think?
I think we have. I mean, the first 2 weeks were definitely hard. We stepped up these past 2 weeks, and we got some dubs, so it was a big wins.
Well, let's keep it down the line. Nick, last year, like we mentioned, runner-up in the state championship game after state semifinal appearance the year before. You guys have taken another step every season. I mean, how hungry are you guys to try to make a push in the playoffs and go the distance, add another year to that press box?
I mean, I think last year us making it so far and just coming up so short, like we're right there. We just need a little bit more push. I mean, I think we're just so motivated as an entire team to just keep going and just try to get that game,
Zeke, for you, I mean, you might be the one that has some knowledge of the past of Meridian football because your older brother, Malachi, really helped turn that program around, and now you're getting a chance to take it to new heights, a state championship game appearance last year. Once upon a time, man, Meridian was not known for football. How have you guys turned this into a perennial power over the last 4 or 5 years, Zeke?
I mean, yeah, our program has really turned it around these past couple of years. Started with my older brother, and then went to our seniors last year, and now we're taking it right now, and we're really trying to just keep the train rolling, and we're not trying to get stopped, so we're trying to keep going and going,
How much do you enjoy your role, Zeke? I mean, you got the chance to see your brother play, then you played when you were just a freshman on varsity for a little bit of time when your brother was hurt. How much does it mean to you to be the guy at QB1 at Meridian?
Oh, yeah, it's so awesome. I just try to take every opportunity that I get. It's such a blessing that I'm here in this position, and it's giving God the glory for putting me here for a reason. I just love doing it here with my boys. They help me out. They make me look good for real.
All right, I got a fun one for you guys because Jay and I, as some people know, some people don't, we're big shoe guys, big sneaker guys. And Cole, I've heard you guys have a good game day tradition. I was wondering if you could share it for us.
Yeah, so every game day, we all wear black Air Forces, or most of us wear them. We just try to wear them to school and just show that we're football players, and it's just a good way to lighten up our day. So.
Okay, so now, I know this might seem small to some people watching at home, but one thing I've heard about the Meridian football program, a lot of your coaches are teachers at Meridian. There's a noticeable bond that your team has. Cole, how has that helped you guys win on Friday night?
Well, it helps that our coaches are teachers because we can go and watch film whenever we need to, and then it's also just we can have fun with the teachers and the coaches and get to know them better than just that 2 hours after school every day, because sometimes you have classes with them and sometimes you can just go see them at lunch and stuff, so it's nice to have them as teachers too.
So how far do you think these early tests, you guys had one of the toughest early season slates that we've seen, and even some teams that have been a surprise. I mean, Middleton took you guys down to the wire a week ago, but you guys prevailed in that one. How much of a difference is that going to make down the stretch that you guys have kind of already figured out who you are and what it takes for this Meridian team to win games?
I think honestly, this has just helped really prepare us for that later end of the season, and I just really like how we've came together these past 2 games, and we're finally starting to click as a team. It's been really great.
Whoever wants to take this one can go for it. What is it like to play for Coach Zimmerman?
Well, he's an older coach, so he just smash mouth football, and he likes to do things the old way and just run it down their throats, and it's pretty awesome.
Okay, so why does that work at Meridian, though? Like, I feel like his mentality, his attitude, I don't know if it would work as well at any other high school as it does at Meridian. Why do you think that it might work so well there for you guys?
Honestly, I just think we just have that dog mentality. At Meridian, we just want to go, 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 and just put our heads down and go.
And you have. Again, state title game appearance last year. I'm definitely not counting you guys out this year. You go back, you look after week 2. I said that you guys are still going to be in the fight this season. So how do you move it forward? Nick, we'll start with you. I know that you guys still have Rocky Mountain on the schedule coming up. Borah lingers, I believe, in the short distance here. But how do you guys move this thing forward and build off these last 2 wins?
I mean, I think our whole team is super young, and we're just starting to break that shell that we have, and I think we only have time to grow now. Playing these good teams to start off, it's just a good place to start, and it's going to propel us to have a great season ahead of us. When we play those tough teams like Rocky in the future, I think we're just going to be ready for them, and we're going to go give them all that we have.
Nick, how good is the 5A SIC this year? I mean, it's like top to bottom. Like any given night, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, even Boise, a program that is traditionally not great, they've gotten off to a historically good start, and they've beaten some pretty good teams this year. So from top to bottom, how good is the 5A SIC this year, Nick?
I mean, it's crazy, You go out there, you don't know who's going to win, Everyone has good players here, there, all around the field. It's just who's going to go out there and give their best effort every time, and who's going to go run over somebody at the end of the day.
Man, it's been fun, guys. This is awesome. And I guess I'll end it on this. Zeke, as we talk about how talented the 5A SIC is, how much does it bring out the best in you guys each and every week? And you probably have to say each and every practice, because if anybody doesn't show up, if any team leaves any stone unturned, you're going to get beat on Friday night. So how much does this competition bring out the best in you?
Yeah, for sure. A big thing that we do at Meridian is just before every game, we get a poker chip, and we have this bucket, and we just put it in the bucket, and it just reminds everybody that we're all in, and we're going to play as a team, and we're playing as a family, These are the boys we're going to want to do it with. So when we go out there, we got to take it step by step, not get too far ahead of ourselves, and just focus on every play. It does start in practice. So this week of practice, we got a big game against Highland this week. So we're definitely going to be locked in during practice, focus up, and getting the little mistakes right.
Man, they even fit a heck of a non-con in between all this for you guys.
I know Jay said that was going to be the last one, but I got to ask you this. When you get the opportunity to play a team from East Idaho and show them what Treasure Valley football is all about, I mean, how meaningful is that for you guys to kind of protect what we do out here?
Honestly, I think the past couple years we've had a rough go with Eastern Idaho teams, but I think it's time to strike back.
Man,
love to hear that.
Yeah, I'm still heartbroken from the loss a couple years ago that you guys. I can't get it out of my head. Yeah, it was. They came into your guys' house, and who was it? It was the Trojans, right? I don't even want to bring that one up, but that was a tough. I know that was a tough one. You guys redeem yourself. Get back to the state championship last year. Let's go do it again this year, guys. What do you say?
Yes, sir.
Get back there, get it done. We appreciate you joining us. I know it's late. It's Friday night. You guys had the night off, but we love the fact that you came and joined us in studio for this. So good luck the rest of the way, fellas.
Thank you.
All right. Get out of here. Go enjoy whatever is left of your Friday night. We still actually have more football highlights to get to. And we head on out to Valley View. They hosted the Columbia Wildcats. Actually, I take that back. They faced off, the Valley View Falcons. I'm sorry about that. Got lost in my script there for a moment. Onyx Carson takes the handoff from Isaac Moore, darts right through the middle of the defense for a 25-yard gain. After that, Moore now throwing over to Austin Belknap, and he makes a nice little move to elude a tackler before finally getting knocked down. On 4th down, Briggs Mailer just unable to reach the first down marker. The Wildcats' Josh Lopez comes up with the tackle. As we head now back the other way, Columbia on the move. He gets pushed out down near the goal line, and now the QB fakes it to his running back, Jared Payne, then decides to keep it. How about another close ball game? Valley View ends up squeaking by Columbia, 28-27, the final. We've had 2 overtime games and a 1-point finish right there. Valley View getting their first win of the season.
And I think I said this 2 weeks ago when they played Burley. Valley View's look good. It just hasn't rolled their way. Great to see them get a W in the column.
Yep. All right, let's move along now.
We'll keep it rolling at the 4A level. At Ridgeview High School, the Warhawks are up 7-6 over the Canyon Ridge Riverhawks. good Hawk game going on. 4th and 7, the Warhawks dial up a trick play. Isaac Jones takes the snap, hands the ball to Cash Spackman, who tosses it back to Gavin Peterson, takes it downfield, back to Isaac Jones, who takes the ball into the red zone. Next up, wide receiver Isaiah Casper lines up at quarterback, calls his own number, runs it down the middle for a score. The Warhawks would go up 14-6 over the Riverhawks. Now the Riverhawks would answer back. Connor Willis passes the ball right down the middle to the big tight end Jasper Robinson for a nice gain. Connor Willis then throws the ball down to the end zone where the Warhawks' Tyree Flowers gets called for PI in order to save the touchdown. You'll take that every time on defense. So Connor Willis is going to hand the ball to Caleb Somers, who runs to the edge and gets the ball through for a touchdown. The Riverhawks would go for 2 to tie this game up at half. We don't have a score yet, but just let us know. We will get that uploaded as soon as possible to KTVB.com.
All right, let's head on over to Eastern Idaho. Caldwell had to make the road trip over to Buell. First drive here, Zach Alvaredo throws the pass out to his main man. That's Kyler Kelly that cuts it inside and head towards the pylon. No score for him, at least on that one. Actually, no, I take that back. He did score. The Indians go up 6-0. They were kind of feeling good after that, going for 2. They hand it off to Gabe Finley. He goes up the gut. Buell converts to take an 8-0 lead. Off the turnover, the Indians back in scoring position. The flea flicker here. Riley Brunson finds the end zone, and, well, that made it 15-0 in favor of Buell. They would go on for a decisive 43-0 win.
Caldwell's going to get one this year. You wait, you wait. Well, finally, Jay, it's been my goal to get an 8-man football game in every Friday night football this week. That's why I headed out to Notice, where the Pirates host the Grace Grizzlies. Hey, they got off to a good, promising drive. Benny Guevara drops back, hits Grayson Benitez, takes it down the sideline for a big gain. That got Notice set up in enemy territory, but that Grace defense was powerful. 3rd and long, pressure all over. He just had to throw it up to get rid of it, but Braden Kimball is there for the interception. Wouldn't take long for the Grizz to get things moving the other way. Quarterback keeper, guess what, Kimball? He also plays quarterback and defensive back, and he's going to show off that speed he uses as a DB to take this one all the way down. I know you haven't been sure, Jay, if Grace was legit or not. Let me tell you.
Did we find out?
They are legit.
Okay, we've been talking about this nonstop.
We have. Department. They shut out Notice 48-0 tonight.
All right, Grace gets it done. I thought Notice, 2-0 going into that one.
They were putting people on notice.
They put their people, but they met their match tonight, I guess. Skyview, this kind of big-time shocker here, Brady. Emmett's had some big wins this year, but Skyview, 35-0 over the Pups. Mountain Home getting a big win over Gooding, 36-28 the final. Nampa Christian and Fruitland, a physical matchup. You know it was. Nampa Christian wins by 6. How about Preston and Burley? Over 100 combined points. But Burley comes up just short against Preston, 53-51 the final.
We'll keep it rolling. Tri-Valley put up 80 tonight, taking down Cascade.
They broke the scoreboard.
They broke the scoreboard. That is impressive. You don't see that a lot. Big game for Tri-Valley. Marsing putting up 67-0 over Parma. Murtaugh 62 to Valley 58. What a tight, high-scoring one. And then Wendell also falls short in a close one to Bear Lake, 27-23. Man, we've been talking about how close the 5A level is. The whole state of Idaho has been doing great.
Tri-Valley broke our scoreboard. What's up with that?
Yeah, man, that's fun. That's fun. Well, Jay, I'll tell you, we have some great talent here in the state of Idaho. We also we saw some great young football players from Meridian High just a second ago. I got to get my black Air Force Ones for the next game.
Apparently we do. Yeah, we got to get those out of order.
But I got to tell you what, we also have some great coaching in the Treasure Valley. As that game day ticker continues to count down. Let's talk Boise State, because a lot of former Broncos are back in the Treasure Valley. A lot, too many to count, honestly. But I wanted to focus on 2 teams that have coaches from Boise State who are on bye week this week.
Yeah, and heavily influenced by the Boise State culture. Mike Altieri really turning things around over at Boise High School, and then Rocky Mountain. The influence over there is incredible. A number of former Boise State guys now coaching the Grizz. A perennial power in the Mountain West of Boise State. The Grizz, a perennial power on the prep gridiron here in Idaho.
Yeah, well, let's take a look.
Coach Peterson used to say that, Boise was the best kept secret of the West. In college, you didn't really think about it like that, and you're just in this kind of small town, and there's not a whole lot going on. And then you get a little older and you realize, wow, like what an amazing place to raise a family. So it was a no-brainer to kind of start my young adult life out here in Boise, Idaho.
After playing and coaching for Boise State, Winston Venable has stuck around the Treasure Valley.
Get up, get up, get up, get up!
This year, he dove into the high school ranks, coaching linebackers at Rocky Mountain.
I love it, man. You know, Idaho football, high school-wise, you don't know what you're getting into, you don't know what to expect, and then you come out here and there's 150 guys in the program. The games are packed houses, and the student sections are awesome. So
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up!
it's really fun to be a part of this level and really see the community and the programs that we have in the Valley.
He's one of the latest additions to Scott Kreiner's loaded coaching staff. Ryan Akibi, Quentin Michael, and Andre Banks each suited up for the Broncos. Now they're paying it forward to the next generation of Idaho athletes.
Maybe they were just little guys watching us play, but I think there's a respect thing there where we've been in the shoes that maybe they're trying to go to, and the knowledge we have about the game, they're soaking it up and absorbing it the best way that they can because they respect the journey we've already been on.
Keikoa Nawahine also rejoined the staff this offseason. Not only was he a three-time All-Mountain West honoree, he played high school ball back at Rocky Mountain.
It's really cool. I love it. I mean, being able to come back out to where I played high school, to where I really developed a strong love for the game, and hopefully be able to help kids that I'm coaching, the kids on the team, develop those same things.
Knowing what it takes to play Division I football, the pair are helping guide some of the top local talent to one day play at the next level.
You know, we can have conversations about what that looks like and that process looks like, and make sure that I can be a helping hand in their process as far as getting recruited and making sure that they have their best foot forward.
There's a lot of really good athletes, a lot of really smart football players here as well, and so it always means something to be able to raise the level of the game in Idaho and to help put awareness on the map of the athletes that are here, because there's a lot of guys that can play the game really well.
Closer to Albertson Stadium, another former Bronco has risen to the top job for the Boise Brave.
And I thought that if I could get involved in the community that I lived in, I could make a difference.
Mike Altieri is in his fourth year as head coach for Boise High, leading his first class from freshman to senior year. The Brave have put together a historic turnaround, starting the season 4-0 for the first time since the 1980s.
I think it's all credit due to Mike Altieri. Ever since he's come here, the numbers, the culture, it's all changed. We have a few coaches who have played at the college level. Bringing their experience to us, teaching us all these things, I think really makes it easy to play the game.
For guys like Coach Altieri, it's no surprise former Broncos come from all around the country and then set up lives in the Treasure Valley.
For whatever reason, Boise State, being a part of Boise State and that brotherhood that Andy talks about, holds a lot of weight, and people appreciate that. And this community really takes you in and really welcomes you. And sticking around here was never a question in my mind.
It's also no surprise they're giving back to the communities that supported them through their college years.
A number of guys that have stuck around and got involved, and until you do come back and get involved, you really don't understand just how much of an impact you can have and how much of a difference you can make.
I think Mike Altieri is a wonderful, a beaming example of that. Boise High has had a lot of bad football teams, and I'm not even going to point to their record as a reason to have hope and optimism, but surely the number of players that are now participating in their football program. Brady, long before you got here, I would look over and I'd see the Boise High School sideline near the end of the season, and there were 10 kids apart from the ones that were on the field. And now you look over, sidelines full. I believe they now have, they didn't have a JV football for a while. Now they have full participation, and what Mike Altieri has done there is really, really remarkable.
Yeah, and it's not talking to the players, one of the big things, it's not just like great coaching decisions or things like that. It's that Mike made a great culture that they all want to be a part of. And talking with Mike, he picked that up at his time at BSU.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, it was weird how that works out.
Interesting.
And you can see that kind of happening at a lot of programs around the Treasure Valley.
Yeah, it all ties together.
It's pretty special.
You can see, again, the countdown to kickoff is dwindling down. 10 hours, 49 minutes away from the game, which means we are 9 hours, 49 minutes away until we'll be live on the Blue inside Albertson Stadium to bring you Bronco Roundup game day. If you missed that piece that Brady just aired, we're going to re-air that thing and much, much more tomorrow. We'll have more on the availability of George Halani. He missed last week's game. Will he play this week? Taylon Green missed the end of last week's game. Is he going to be at 100% tomorrow when Boise State welcomes a top 25 FCS school to the Blue?
A team that
we'll have all those
turns
answers
out is
for
a
you.
lot better than we initially thought they were going to be when we were looking at this a couple months ago.
I know. The Hawks are flying high, and we'll see if Boise State can get back on track with a big win on the Blue. Should be a great crowd, a sunny day, and it's not just going to be a short turnaround for us. The family's got a short turnaround as well.
That's right.
Everybody get to bed. We got football to cover tomorrow morning. Bright and early, breakfast with the Broncos. We appreciate you watching Friday Night Football. If you missed any of it, visit KTVB.com as well as the KTVB YouTube page because we have all of our highlights there. For Brady, Frederick, I'm Jay Tust. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, right here on Friday Night Football.